to Topless Billy and the rest of the guys and Matt over here and you, and we just.
I got yawned backstage. I was like, I don't normally drink the Coke, but right now I'm gonna. Just have a couple sips, man.
You could
refreshing. So yeah, I screwed it up. I didn't know where we were. My ears went on, so I couldn't hear where we were.
But you stopped taking my drink off the thing that says no drinks. So Topless Billy's really upset because follow the rules. It says at one point it said no drinks on here on tape. But somebody, I don't know who, cut off the word no, so now it just says drinks with an exclamation point. And I would think that would mean this is a good place to put our drinks. Jeez. Topless Billy mean.
Orlando, how's it going? As Rich likes to say, but I'm going to beat him to it because I have nothing else to say, by a round of blood-curdling screams. Who had fun at karaoke last night? By a round of blood-curdling screams, who wants to come have 10 times of a better time tonight at the Saturday Night Special? Sounds good to me. 2018 has started.
Yeah, Rob, you got a big show tonight. Kicking off 2018.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And you're just fresh off a tour.
Yeah.
So you're like in tip-top shape.
Tour.
It's like, boom.
Yeah.
Good, you said it.
He did say tour.
Tour. Well, that's my fired up voice.
It's like there was no R, it was just like,
Tour. It's a face that he's been a fired up tour.
I thought it was an accent.
It may be. Regardless, the point is here.
We are coming up the tour. That's right. We are. So yeah, the band is warmed up and ready to go. Can't wait.
Bounce a nickel off these guys. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I hope it's a good show.
No pressure. Should be flawless. 2 solid weeks playing the Eastern Seaboard. Time to deliver.
Yeah, you think. Anyway, Matt, how are you, sir?
I'm doing spectacular. Robbie, how about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Just you want me to talk so you can drink a little bit of that Coke?
No, I just, I feel like this is always our chance our on-stage reunion.
It is nice.
Because, I've been on stage with this guy. He's been on stage with you last night.
Yeah, that's true.
This is our first entry into... Boy, 2018 is really off to a killer start.
Strong start. Yeah. Speaking of 2018, how's your 2018, Rob?
Man, it's going well. Yeah, it's going well, yeah. I did this little tour.
Oh, yeah, tour? And how was that? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, the Eastern Seaboard is amazing, especially.
You should be in tip-top shape for the concert tonight.
Yeah, it's all good, and just happy to be back with you, sir.
Well, I'm also happy to be back with you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, should we take questions? All right.
Let Rob and I have our emotional moment, all right? We don't give many of them. Let us take it when we want it. Hi there. Would you like to ask an emotional question for Rob or I? Your microphone doesn't work, but I'm going to help you.
Hi, first I want to say, you look so awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
He was thinking the same thing.
You look awesome too. How does Robert Rich look?
Oh my God.
2018.
No one ever looks at Matt and goes like, and how are the 2 old dudes? Oh, to die for. Anywho, I'm just staring in your eyes.
I'm sorry, but my question is for Rich.
I knew that was coming. So I could just feel it. I knew 2018 was going to start with that. Hey, Matt, you look great. Hey, Rich, I got a real question about acting.
Meanwhile, I got nothing. Not to look good.
Thank you.
You just came off that tour. You're good.
Tracy question, I love you.
Okay. All right. How about that? That makes it.
Not more than Rich, but I love you.
More than she did before this moment, which she can't yet.
I will take a couple shovel scoops for the hole you're digging. Right. You did the rest yourself. No problem. Go ahead.
Rich girl. How's Skyward going?
Oh, Skyward. That was a pilot I did for Amazon, the family-friendly pilot I did for Amazon. It was very well received by the fans. Thank you for support. It got canceled. Well, not picked up. But such is the life. I was surprised. We were all very surprised. It was, is that on now?
Is this on now?
Yeah. Right. It was well received. It was a really fun project. I was proud of it. It was a cool family-based thing. I was happy to do that kind of project, but Amazon decided not to pick it up. So it was one and done, as we say in the business. Oh, hey, that happens. That's it. You learned to weather that storm early on.
For what it's worth, I loved it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you know, that's what happens. You do a show, you hope it
And that's just like, you know, that's the whole kind of scary thing with Wayward Sisters, right? Because it's so great, and the online stuff is so awesome, and
right.
it's don't know until you know.
Exactly. No control. Unfortunately, we don't make those decisions. All right, you ready?
Hi.
Hey.
So I love all of you, but my question's also for Rich. If God did have time to bring Gabriel back,
Sounds like a Rob question.
This is definitely a question. Go ahead.
you need to make some time there, please. Would you think that he would play pranks on the Wayward Sisters, or would he be too afraid of Jody and Donna?
I love hypotheticals. This is really where I shine. I will say that I don't think he would be afraid to play pranks on anybody. I think he'd be happy to play pranks on Jody and Donna. I think he'd be happy to play pranks on anybody. Unfortunately, I mean, Rob has a thing, so I don't exist. But if I did, if it existed, I mean, I'd be all over everywhere. I'd be having a lot of fun with everybody. I'd be very gracious, and certainly would change my ways. I'd clean up my act. You wouldn't even recognize me. Be a different Gabriel. I mean, I'd put a spit shine on it. I'd set the table. I'd probably, if not mow the lawn, I'd at least trim the hedges. I would do all kinds of things. But I understand that you know.
First of all, I've heard this story before.
Your
so
day planner is packed.
I don't buy it. I don't trust you. Secondly, you know, you said Rob doesn't have time to bring me back. You realize I play a character on TV. It's not Rob. Rob did not write the script. The lines that I read are written by someone else. I just say them. I'm just an actor, man.
Did you know that?
Wait a minute. So walk me through this. You have no say. You told me you added the line where you said, "Oh, I don't have time to bring Gabriel back." You said there was a line in there specifically. You said the line about explaining how Gabriel might come back, and you said, "I don't feel comfortable saying this. Here's what I prefer to say. I don't have time."
That is not at all true.
And then
Nothing about what you just said is true.
that made the final cut.
No.
And now it's etched in stone.
I don't know who to believe anymore.
Oh, you can believe the one who's always joking around, or you believe the sincere one.
Who's always joking around?
Yeah.
Matthew! That was a joking reaction. I don't know if you're serious or not. I can't read you anymore, Robbie. It's a new year and a new you, and I'm confused.
I know. And I was coming up that tour.
And you?
Yeah.
That's it, right?
No, look, I just had a lot on my plate.
I knew it! He had a lot on his plate.
A lot to do, and we were dealing with my sister in the darkness.
Oh boy.
I didn't want to bring you into that. I was
Clear.
worried about you. I didn't want you to get hurt.
That's a lie. Note to self, get Dad a bigger plate.
Okay, I'll recreate you so you can give me a bigger
I'm
plate.
coming right back and Bobby going to Williams-Sonoma getting you larger flatware. Thank you for your question. Yeah. Hi.
So Mark was out here earlier and he compared Lucifer to a chocolate chip cookie. So
Can you start that over in the microphone?
Mark was out here earlier and he compared Lucifer to a chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
so I was wondering if there's a specific food you would compare your character to.
Yeah, I got one. Jumps right in my mind.
But
Little Debbie cake roll would certainly be young John Winchester.
I can go ahead and answer for Robin. We've had this conversation before. We've always drawn a strong parallel between his character and Oysters Rockefeller. And of course, you can't say Gabriel without thinking Bananas Foster. Thank you for your question. You.
I was wondering, actually a question for Matt.
Maddie!
Hey!
Dust off the mat.
I want to start by saying you're the best and I love your question. Go ahead and answer it. I mean, ask it. I'll try to answer it somewhat.
Well, Supernatural is known to recycle actors, and kind of like with
Yes.
Gabriel and Alfie, he was in the episode Bugs in season 1. I was wondering if they were able to bring you back because you were young John, if like, what kind of character would you want to be? Like a new original character, an angel, a demon?
All of the characters on the show. I want it to be any of them, or all of them, or a new one.
Jody.
Did you see all the episodes of the show? Because you know I came back as Michael and then died again. Came
Yeah.
back as another person in a car, which I'm
Yeah.
still not completely sure who it was. That's right. I was a baby.
I know, but you could come back as baby.
I could come back as the car.
Yes!
There's a lot of jokes there, I'm not gonna say. My joke really actually.
Don't toss them up like that for Rich.
These fragile times we live in, I try to class up my act, but whoa boy.
I think the answer to your question is yes, I want to be back on Supernatural, and yes, I will be back on Supernatural.
Right? Sure. I mean, I don't know. What's Thursday look like? Can you squeeze him in? I mean,
I'll have to get back to you about that. I think we can work it in. I'm waiting for a bigger plate.
did you hear that, Rich?
I'm first in line for the bigger plate.
All right, you.
Hello. So I guess this question is more for Rob and Rich.
Robbie!
But in season 11, when God and Dean and Sam and Lucifer are trying to figure out how to take on Amara, the archangels are mentioned. And when they're mentioned, I thought, or maybe it was more wishful thinking, that they were going to be brought back, Gabriel, Michael, maybe even Raphael. So did you guys think that was going to happen, or would you like the archangels to come back?
I thought it was going to happen until Rob changed that line in the script. Yeah, we all took a turn. I honestly didn't know because I wasn't privy to the stories, but Robbie was.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought it would have been a home run to bring these guys back. It's a great excuse, in the story was looking that way, but for whatever reason they didn't see the need to write them back in at that point. Yeah, I mean, it would have been, my dream is always to be able to share the screen with these guys. So, that would have been incredible. And the true story is that when we got to that part of how he explained why he can't bring Gabriel back, it was kind of funny because I was like, actually, we could get him up here this weekend. I can make a phone call. He's here tomorrow. I don't know why we're. And so, in the rehearsal parts, rehearsing for that scene, I kept making up things like.
Are there bloopers of this somewhere? Do you think?
There's got to be because I would say Gabriel actually has a thing. Gabriel's asking for too much money, so we can't. All just jokes. That would have been great, but obviously the writers are way smarter than me, and they have their own, they have a better idea of where the story needs to go, and so they didn't see the need to have that.
I agree. I think the writers always look really interesting. I mean, they're always going to do false turns and stuff, trying to keep everybody on their toes from a creative standpoint, so.
And I think even when you think about it, good writing, it leaves you wanting more. You know what I mean? If you pack everything in and everything is nice and tidy, then you're kind of done. But you need a reason to keep watching because, maybe this will happen or this will happen. And anyway, so I think that's probably what that was.
Yeah, I think all three of us actually, the fact that we're on stage together this many years later, Rob, you have worked more recently than the other two of us, but it's great writing that our characters had enough impact to still be a topic of conversations this many seasons later. It's really a tribute to the writers and the fact that they do that kind of thing. So, I admire what they do tremendously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I do too. I was saying that tip as well. I still wanted to come up. I think I disagree with you, Robbie. I like the writers. I like the work.
Hey, agree to disagree. I think they know what they're
The
doing.
writers are watching this.
All together.
They'll never be back.
Hi.
Hello. I got a question for Rob.
I should do the same thing. Still do at the beginning.
So now that they opened up the multi-universe, do you think that God is the only God, or do you think there are multiple Chucks?
That's a great question.
Whoa, loaded.
I didn't even see it go over my head. So.
If you're the fan just walking by me goes, I love it. If you're asking, if you're asking me, I'd say, this is one God. He created everything. All universes and all beings in all places. But that's just because I'm selfish. But I don't know, it's an interesting question. The other question would be, in that other universe, is Chuck there, but he's not a vessel for God? Right? Maybe he's a doctor.
Like I said, he could be anything.
Lawyer.
He could wear pants.
Or no pants. Anyway, so then I said that to somebody, and they're like, yeah, but you said the whole thing about like, I don't know, referring to myself in terms of like, this gift is cute or whatever. And so then that suggests maybe I did make Chuck just to embody him. So I don't know. But certainly it's a great question. And I'll stay tuned and find out. And I hope that, I don't know why I tried to say it. I hope this is, I don't know what I hope. But I hope Chuck's there, because that'd be fun.
I just was kind of imagining then that there'd be a writers' convention for God.
Yeah.
You know, and like all the gods or Chucks would come together.
Oh, that'd be fun. All the different,
Amara crashes, and
Hey.
sometimes the archangels crash.
Spin-off.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Is it on the drum was a mistake?
I like that.
I was a big fan of the
It was
drum.
like you said on a hot skillet. You're down and up and immediately.
I also had a question for Rob too.
Wow, jeez.
So now we have Jack in the plot and everything, and so Jack is basically God's grandson. Is God ever going to come back into the picture?
You think, right? Yeah. I'd love to bounce that little boy on my knee and say, hey, I didn't mean that. And, hey, little tyke. I like that kid a lot. I like that acting placement. I think he's a very interesting dude. So yeah, I think God come back and say, he's like catch or something. That'd be a fun episode. I'd watch that.
You're doing great.
Yes and yes. Yeah. I mean, I gotta come back at some point. So, but I do. I really hope he and I can just talk about life and stuff. I honestly have no idea what a granddad does. They play catch.
Well, typically they don't take 22-year-old men and bounce them under an name. But sometimes, I don't want to tell you how the grandparents.
So then it's fun.
Guys, sorry. I loved you all in Kings of Con. It's one of my favorite shows. And I think I can safely speak for everybody in this room and beyond that we love and adore you. Three of you, endlessly, equally.
So
And your questions for?
All three of you.
Hey.
My question is for each of you, what is something meaningful that you gained from being a part of the show and the Supernatural family?
that you
Gained from being a part of the show, Supernatural, I assume, and the Supernatural family. Something meaningful.
I have the same thing, and it gets repetitive, but it's true and it's honest. And Lynn will tell you if you read a chapter in her book, I wrote all about it. But I feel like between meeting these men and you guys allowing me to be accepted for the kind of weird, foolish idiot that I can be sometimes, has developed me into a person that I'm proud of, and it's taken, nearly 30 years to be a person that I'm fully proud of, and that's what you guys have given me. These guys have helped me figure out how to be a, good father and a good man, and all these lessons that you develop and what you're scared to do, you guys have allowed that all to come out of you. So you guys have given me more than I could ever give you. I can only give you the honest man at this point. It's got to be 10 years, so 25.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a
feel like,
different person.
I know. I feel like we've kind of watched Matt grow up.
Yeah.
Honestly, you and I were kind of fully developed. Like honestly, You really, we're really.
I mean, you knew me pre-marriage, pre-baby.
Pre-marriage, pre-baby, yeah.
And whatever else I was doing back in that
Yeah.
day. Who the hell knows? But yeah, it's great. What about you? What do you got?
I think a lot of it's a social group. I mean, you do a lot of jobs where you might even be there for a long chunk of time, and you might make a few friends, but it's doing the supernatural conventions, even the show. The show was a wonderful place to visit as a guest star, and I became buddies with some of the crew members, and that was great. But those are not sustainable friendships if you don't see them again. What's been great about this is that we developed, the show is the launch pad for this side universe, this satellite universe of the convention circuit. The convention circuit itself has really changed my whole social circle. I mean, I have very significantly close friendships with a good chunk of the fellows up here, namely these two gentlemen to my right. But the list goes on. I consider Brianna and Kim great friends of mine. I consider Jared and Jensen and Misha great friends of mine, beyond just actor buddies or peers. And it's been a real treat. When you get older, and some of you who know who've been around the world a little bit, you don't make close friendships the older you get. You're focused on raising your own family or doing what you're doing. So the older you get, and you're not in school, you're not in situations where you have those bonds being built and then also allowed to grow. This has been a rare occasion to actually have that happen, so that I actually have a really solid friend group that I developed starting at 40, pretty much, or late 30s, and that's been an amazing gift and change and blessing.
I agree with all of those things you've said. Certainly, the bonds that we all have together, you and all of us, have changed me, and to meet some of my best friends through the circuit has been amazing. For me, when I think about how Supernatural kind of changed my life, I think about this, again, I wrote about it in Lynn's book, but, I had a stroke 4 years ago, and Richard kind of saved my life, and the outpouring of support and love that I had from you guys, the family, and my friends, my new best friends, and the whole event changed my life, and it forever kind of cemented that this is not just a passing fad for me. This is something that I'll never forget. This changed me as a human being and changed the course of my life. So it means so much to me. It's kind of beyond words.
That whole idea, her whole question, it kind of almost boils down to just the absolute growth in all of our lives in the weird, crazy directions that we've grown inside this. We're inside this with these family, growing and experiencing it right in front of your face. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Take a seat and think about it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing great.
So my question is for Matt, actually.
Hey.
So I appreciate you stepping forward to me. So in Supernatural, you play young John Winchester.
That's right.
John Winchester being such a major component in the
I
show.
like how you didn't call him old John Winchester.
Well, him being such a major component in the show, and you having the chance, the opportunity to be able to play him. How is that what is one thing you did, like a twist onto the character itself, and how was it being able to play someone like him?
That's a giant, great question. I, first of all, feel flattered and lucky to have looked enough like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It was 75% of it, I assure you. They were like, all right, Robert Ulrich, casting director, was like, oh, you look just like Jeff. You want to go give it a read through? I was like, oh, don't mess this up. It started out so well, and whatever, it ended up turning out great. And to be honest, I based John Winchester almost entirely off of Jeffrey Dean Morgan from Grey's Anatomy, Denny. And my wife's father, who is Army 101st Airborne, very, father of 3 girls, and he doesn't curse, and he's very, just proper and simple with a lot of things. He doesn't like to make things complicated. So I based John off that, and Michael, I don't know what the hell happened. Asked Jensen what he thinks I should do, and I asked Jared what he thinks I should do, and Jared showed me his Lucifer episode that was filmed previous to that. And that's exactly how I played it in rehearsal. And then Jensen and Jared showed me that and were like, you can't do this, kind of. Jared already did that in character. And I sat down with Jensen and he kind of, worked the material with me until we figured out a person that would be presentable for television. And so really, I hate to give him any more credit because he's so damn beautiful. But thank you, Ackles, for helping me make Michael real.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What are we doing?
That's right.
What season was that, the Michael?
5, and then, 5. 4 was John, and 5 was Michael, and then 11 was this other dude. This vision of Lucifer's message via my vessel.
Baby dude.
I couldn't get nothing from Thompson. Like, I was like, hey buddy, I got the phone call, I'm going up to do this, really pumped, want to deliver, don't want to let you down, know it's the baby thing. Just play it just like how you did in season 4. Can you tell me who I am? Just stick kind of to season 4. Keep it honest and mysterious. I was like, oh, great. So I don't know who I was in that car. And you're welcome.
You.
Hi, my question is for Rob. I love Chuck, and as a bisexual Christian writer, I really connect with Chuck. I was wondering, was Chuck always God, or was he like a human writer who became a vessel for God?
First of all, I love you identify with Chuck, and that's really cool. One of my favorite things when he was revealed as God in season 11 is him saying, I had some girlfriends, I had some boyfriends. That's my favorite. I don't know. I can tell you this. At the beginning, I didn't know. All I knew was I was a prophet. So as an actor, that was the only information I had. Then I knew at the end of season 5, when the last episode of season 5, Swan Song, that I knew in that episode that I was revealed that I was God. But they did it very, they didn't really say it, they kind of showed it. People had different theories. But Kripke told me that was the intent. But I don't know, I really don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, like maybe he created this person just so that he can embody him and be this kind of fly on the wall writer.
My theory was that he made himself a human, and maybe he buried his memories and then accessed them later.
Sweet. Can we go with that? Let's do it. But yeah, so I like playing Chuck. I'm on fire today, Rich.
She already made it back to her seat by the time you finished it.
Hi there.
Hi. I was just wondering what your favorite and least favorite episodes that you've ever starred in was.
Of Supernatural?
Yes.
That's easy.
Favorite and least favorite.
Hold on, let me think of all the ones that I've I like all of them. None of them were not my favorite at all. I never had a bad moment on that set, ever.
Yeah. Least favorite's a tough one. I mean, all the episodes are great. Every episode I ever ended up in, when I watched the finished product, I was always so impressed with just the episodes in general. So I don't necessarily have a least favorite. I think, if I'm going to base quote-unquote favorite on what I like my character doing the most, in terms of that going, I like changing channels because that was when he got to reveal himself. We get to reveal the transition between being the trickster to being Gabriel. And I don't really have a least favorite, but again, if we're just basing it on what the character got to do, I would probably say the last time I appeared because I wasn't really there. I was just a hologram or whatever Metatron had created to fool Castiel into thinking that I was there. So just from that standpoint, but I still loved doing the episode and still thought the episode turned out great. And that was directed by Tom Wright, who directed Baby, like one of the premier directors of the series. So not a least favorite, but in terms of what I got to do, in terms of the impact of the character, I liked it more when my character was sort of more involved in the actual arc of the story in that first 5 seasons. Although I was thrilled to come back in season 9, not complaining. Bobo?
It's a toss. I mean, my favorite, I guess, would be Don't Call Me Shirley. Very special memory for me, for me to be revealed as God and to work with Curtis Armstrong and to be able to sing on the show is just a great special moment.
This is Rob. Question. Yeah. Swan Song's got to be up there, though, right? I mean, because Swan Song is such a...
Well, Swan Song is it's funny because I narrate the whole thing. But I'm not in as much of it. I'm just kind of like...
But the narration kind of carries the whole thing.
That narration was unbelievable. And when I went into the ADR booth and they laid all that dialogue down, it was like, I got emotional. It's just, Kripke wrote it, and it's just really unbelievable writing.
I think, as cable has grown and changed the sort of face of television's improved dramatically. Especially, with these shows can do 13 episodes and focus their time and money on getting those 13 episodes right. I think television has blossomed and benefited from that time, money, and energy from production companies. That said, I think there are episodes of Supernatural going back from its first season to now that even though it's churning out 23 a year and has a schedule that cable could never keep up with if they wanted to, they churn out some TV that's as good as anything on television as I have ever seen. And I'm not just saying that because I'm involved in it. I'm talking about episodes I was not in. The French Mistake is one of the best episodes on television. And I think Swan Song is one of the best episodes of network television I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could have turned on that episode, not having seen one frame of the show, and been a weepy mess at the end of that episode of television. That was a monumental feat in television.
I always tell my friends who don't know as much about the show, watch a couple episodes. It's really good writing.
Right.
Still, season 13, they're operating top notch. I was very lucky to be in a lot of really fun episodes early on too. The Real Ghostbusters, I think, was the one at the convention. And the very first episode I did was Monster at the End of this Book was a fun one too. It's really honored to be a part of the show. To have been.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you. Hi, first off, you're all beautiful.
Thanks, we're all beautiful, guys.
When your characters come back, how do you want them to return?
How do you want your character to return, boys? I'd like to leap out of a cake. Fellas?
I'd like to leap out of a cupcake.
I am the cake.
That's a hell of an episode. Matt comes out of the cake, the top layer, pops out in a second, and Rob's eyes just open in the frosting.
So, Matt, you're beautiful and I love you.
Oh, thank you.
My question is more directed to Rob and Rich, but you can definitely be included.
Hey, that's okay, I'll slowly back out of it.
Listen, you walk away with a really good look and he's like, you're really, really attractive. Well, my question's for the other two dudes. I'm gonna go off script here and get Chunky Grizzly to answer a question. Alright, what's up?
That's the wonderful...
Who's who?
I don't know, does it matter?
Since the wonderful Wayward Ladies just got a spinoff, do you think there's a possibility that God and Gabe could get a spinoff similar to the comics? And Matt's beautiful self could become Michael in it?
Now, are we having the fake conversation for conventions? Yes. In reality, no.
Why?
I just don't think that's on the docket. I feel like they will put so much shoe leather into getting this show launched, but I think they should. And it's great. And I hope that it gets all the attention that it deserves and gets off the ground, which will take years to develop it. And by the time that show is up and running and a big freight train success, there will be other characters that are developed off that show, and the branch that will grow from the tree will come from there. I think it would be great. I would love the show, God and Gabe. I think it would be super fun. But if we're having the literal answer, but if we're doing the fun convention bit, absolutely.
How about this? The CW picks up Kings of Con.
I like that better. Absolutely. That's the show I can see being on television.
Right. Now we're having a conversation.
Now we're talking. All right, you.
This is for all of you. If you're choose you or your character, if they had a theme song, what would it be?
Mine's Dirty White Boy by Foreigner. Robbie?
Pretty fly for a white guy by The Offspring.
What if God were one of us?
My question is for Rich. Is there something in particular that inspired you to start directing?
Interesting. No, not really. I just always loved directing. I went to USC, was a theater major, but hung out with all the film school guys there, and got interested in directing back then. And directed a little bitty short film on videotape when I was in college, directed another one on beta when I was right out of college. I was always doing that on the sideline. And then, just kind of would dabble in, dabble out, directed a film called North Beach a couple years after that. And then finally decided I wanted to put my, really take a real strong attempt at it by spending a lot of time and energy on a short that I thought would showcase more specifically the kind of stories I want to tell. So I wrote and directed a short film. It was called America 101, and I did that 2014. And that, I used that to get, that did really well in the festival circuit, and that enabled me to get jobs directing commercials, and I directed some commercials for Pepsi and things like that. And that enabled me to have the confidence to start bothering Bob Singer to see if I could try to, get a door in Supernatural. So, although it may seem to the Supernatural audience like Rich decided to direct, that was actually something I was doing for about 15 years before you guys knew I was doing it. It's just something I've always done on my own, with my own money, my own projects, my own time, my own energy, my own friends, and all that kind of stuff. And it was not until I had success at the festival circuit that I sort of went public with it and was able to say, now I have this product, now I can go out there and try to direct professionally. And fortunately, Supernatural was kind enough to let me do so. So it's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But still, you didn't just decide after wanting to do it and make your short film. You studied in a class, right?
Yeah, I got into the Warner Brothers Directors Program, which is a very competitive program to sort of train directors to be TV directors, and I got to do that, which was the education of my life. A lot of the directors on Warner Brothers now come out of that program. It helps them find new voices. When I say new talent, I mean most of them aren't 22. A lot of them have careers as actors, as script supervisors, as first ADs. They come from other areas of the industry and get into that program based on their work, and then are able then to go on and direct television. And it's an amazing program, and I was fortunate to get to be a part of that, and that helped tremendously. All right, you, young lady.
Hi. First of all, I want to say that Matt, great time last night at karaoke. And three of you all seem like so much fun to party with. My question's not that deep. It was for Rob if God's coming back, but we've already answered that. So Loki, when you told the boys about the 4 rings on the DVD, and then the rest of it was porn, is that out there?
Is the porn out there? I don't know, but you might as well give it a shot.
Everybody already asked my question, so.
I don't think so.
That's what I got.
Sorry to disappoint, but I don't think so. Let's take one last question. All right, you, young lady.
Hi. So basically the 3 male leads of Supernatural is Dean, Sam, and Castiel. What do you think would happen if the 3 of your characters would go up against them?
If we went up against Dean,
Sam, and Castiel.
Well, I like our chances. We got God on our side. I don't want to upset the apple cart here, but
just to even the battle, the first thing I do is make us all 7 feet tall. Just boop, boop, boop. And we have a little more muscle for you.
I'll tell you what, you made us all 7 feet tall. The 6 of us doing Tough Mudder would be imposing, you know what I'm saying? We could raise money for
the second thing I do is really try to just work it out with them verbally.
Talk it out?
Yeah.
Before you have to destroy them?
Yeah.
You're God, all you do is snap your fingers. Unless your schedule's real tight, in which case I understand you might not be able to.
Still wait for that plate.
Still wait for that plate. Thank you for your question. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.